This is a ripstick. It kind of looks like it came from like the original design of a skateboard, but it's got 2 wheels instead of 4, and the 2 wheels can spin around compared to like a skateboard will not be able to. It's got a shaft in the middle that connects the 2 ends that can turn, and you can bend these so you can get more speed generated off that. And you can, once you get on it, you can you just wiggle that, and you wiggle your legs back and forth. Made more for carving down bigger hills, and compared to like a skateboard that's not as good, this can like take bigger carves like a snowboard would. And it's not designed to be riding in a skate park like a skateboard would. Some people can do it, but it's a lot harder to like drop in the like half pipes and stuff. So I recommend not doing that, because if you fall, it might hurt. These are 2 ripsticks. The only difference between them is that one's shorter than the other, and it's shorter just because some people, for more like littler kids, have smaller stances, so they can learn to get the balance right instead of having a wider stance for them. One of the most important things when riding a ripstick is to always wear your helmet to protect your head from head injuries that could happen if you fall while using this. When using a ripstick, you need good balance, and to get good balance, you just gotta practice standing on this thing, either like in the grass and learning how it just feels to ride this thing. I'll show you how you can do that. Riding this, you wanna like feel how the board, like how your feet would make it move. So you would get on, you just try to bend it and feel how that feels like. So when you're going down the road, you don't just go straight and have the board go straight like a skateboard kind of would. You have to learn to do this, so you can carve going down the road. One of the first things you have to figure out when you're riding or learning how to ride a ripstick is if you're a regular rider or a goofy rider. A regular rider is when you ride with your left foot in front, and this is demonstrating like this is how you ride it. You ride like this. That's regular. This is how you would ride goofy. Your right foot in front. That's how you would ride goofy, with your right foot in front. Since I'm not goofy, it looks not as good. That's what it would be like when you're riding as a beginner. You'd just be going straight and you wouldn't be able to turn as well. When riding a ripstick, there are 2 types of turns. You can turn heel side or toe side. When you're a regular rider, toe side would be when you're doing this. You're riding, and your feet are closer to the ground. Your toes, the front of your toes are closer to the ground, and that's toe side. Heel side is when you're riding the ripstick, and you go to take a turn, and your heels are closer to the ground than your toes. When you go to take a corner, either left or right, and you're a regular rider, when you're going right, you push the front end down and the back side up, so you go right. And when you're going left, you push the top side down and the back side up when you're a regular rider. And when you ride goofy, it's just the opposite of that. Now I'm going to demonstrate how you would make those turns and make your feet go like that. So when you go right, you push the front down and the back stays up more. When you go left, you push it down like this. Or you can just lean completely together, most of the board together. But usually you still have to keep at least push your front end down. Or up, depending on which way you are turning. 3 ways that you can get on a ripstick. You can start by holding onto a vehicle, or a wall, or anything, like a hard object. Or you can start by just putting one foot on, and then putting the other foot on, and then starting to go. And then the third way is you can get a running start, run, and jump on it and go right down. One of the ways that I learned how to ripstick was I went up, I put it down next to a vehicle, and I got on to the ripstick, and I held on to the car, because when you're learning how to ripstick, it feels weird just trying to get on it with 2 wheels. And you can't, if you're not good with balance, you're not going to be able to do it very well. So you just hold on to the car, and then you push yourself away from the car a little bit, and try to go straight down. Try to learn how to get the feeling of it, see how it carves a little bit, but you might not go very far. You could end up falling down or something. Like, the first one, you can just go right into some grassy area, so you can just stop like that. You don't have to like try to go down the road, and if you don't know how to stop, you might end up crashing. Once you get past the point of learning how to start off of a vehicle or off of like a wall or something, then you move to trying to getting on it by having it start on the ground and not holding on to anything. By doing this, you put one foot on, you can do it either your front or your back. I think your back is usually easier. And once you do that, you just step onto the front part and then just try to start moving. And then you can just move, go straight, and then just curve into a grassy area and stop. A moderate hill, or a steep hill, you've got to shimmy the board, so shake it with your feet, so your feet go back and forth like this to get up the hill more, instead of like when you're going downhill, you can just go straight down or make big turns. So to do this, you get on, and then you got to like shimmy the board like as much as you can, and the more you do it, the faster you'll go up the hill. Going uphill, it's gonna make your legs even like feel like they're burning even more, but you just want to keep staying with it, and that'll give your legs like more of a workout. Riding a ripstick, you're strengthening your legs, because when you're shimmying back and forth, you're working all these muscles down in here compared to just a skateboard when you're just pushing and you might work one side. With this, you're working a bunch more different muscles. When carving down a hill, a ripstick has the ability to make turns like a snowboard would. I'll show you how you can do that. Just stop it. I'm going to demonstrate going down a steeper hill. Ripstick is a board worth buying, because if you like snowboarding or wakeboarding or anything else, this board is the best board that rides like that on pavement. So if you're into snowboarding and you want to try to keep doing that, but you can't afford to go summer skiing somewhere, you can practice by riding this thing, and it'll keep your carbs going for the season. When learning how to ripstick, you want to make sure you can, when you get picking up speed, you want to make sure you can lean into the turn, take the turns. If you don't, you might end up crashing off the road, which could end up hurting. That is something you don't want to do. If you can't make the turn, try to find a safe area to crash, but like on that, it could still end up hurting pretty bad.